Hi there, Meg. How are you doing today? Why are you laughing and now covering your face in shame? In embarrassment, I'm sorry. I know what emotions are. Is this loud enough, Aaron?
Yes.
Good.
Are you going to sit down then?
I've started.
Where?
He hasn't got a chair.
You're not comfortable
On the
with
pizza.
that? No, you
Chair.
sit on the bed.
I mean, the microphone's facing this way, so you'll
It's
be...
facing that.
But we're all
Yeah.
going to have to like...
Alright, so squidge up then.
I mean, it's a double bed. Plenty of space.
Going into it.
I'm not going to go sit on my own bed. That would just be weird. So what's the deal with airline peanuts? Who are they trying to keep out? Am I right? Oh,
Thank you for joining us today, Meg.
It's okay.
It's really nice for you to
Are we live?
not be a regular. You're not a regular on a podcast. You're a guest.
I'm a guest.
So
Okay.
don't think just because this is the first podcast and you're in it, you're going to be in every one of them.
Okay.
Unless you are really good at it, and then
Okay.
we'll ditch Ben.
Traditionally, in podcasts, usually they introduce the regular people
This is
first
true.
and say the name of the podcast.
I was going to say, is there a name?
Have you got a name?
Because that might hamper that part of the process.
The pillow.
Pillow Talk. Welcome to the Pillow Talk Hour.
Oh God.
You are all as well.
I'm not.
Oh, well, you are.
Meg doesn't.
Oh.
Just every other week, you know.
Well, I could just cut that bit out if you want.
No, it's okay.
You could beep it out.
Meg isn't.
Can we just beep everything out of the podcast?
It'd just be one long beat.
Cunt.
Oh.
See, good thing you had the pop shield on.
Yeah.
What
It
is-
came into its own there.
What is a pop shield? I don't
It
understand.
stops the peas.
Put and
Oh.
bump.
The
So
sharp.
that makes a quite a vicious air movement, and the microphone can pick that up, and then you just hear a crackle or a psst, rather than puh or buh.
Oh. Interesting.
So, what do you guys think of the weather?
That's it. So no, we've got to we've got to introduce the segment first. So
Yeah.
the first,
As
as we always do on this podcast, with a quick discussion of the weather.
Where the time is, where the time.
No.
Apparently it's not raining.
Oh,
Yeah, you
guys
don't.
just-
Not
Oh.
looking up the weather on your phone. It should be your experience of the weather.
It was wet.
It was wet.
Yeah.
Although it was
Cold.
not. It was not as cold as I thought it would be when I cycled here. Or it might just be that cycling was more strenuous than I expected, and I got very sweaty, which is unseasonable.
Do you want a shower?
Unseasonable.
Sponge bath? I don't really have guests very often.
We can like record in the bathroom. Maybe.
Let's take this to the bathroom.
I think we'll get a very echoey.
Yeah.
But
And
it might, create immersion. They'll think they're in the bath with us.
Just we'll layer under some like showering sound effects on, from now on through the podcast, just
Okay,
like
yeah.
trickling water. Yeah,
That'll make them want to pee. And
I want to pee.
he
It's
does
working
want to pee.
already.
He wanted to pee before we started.
I'll just hold it. It's fine.
So Aaron, how do you feel on your first podcast?
Oh, alright, that's a weird question.
Well, you know, this is
This is
your.
what happens when we bring
Maybe.
a woman, isn't it? Start talking
That's
about their
a-
emotions and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's a low blow, Aaron. I didn't think we were going to be that sort of podcast
Yeah.
that goes for low hanging
thought-
fruit like that.
Oh.
We could sit here all day and take the
Sorry.
piss out of Meg.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Thanks.
Is that what you wanted her on?
Yeah. What?
You have the best
I'm like the comic
reactions.
relief.
You have the best reactions to being teased out of everyone I know, I think.
Yeah, you don't really, like punch anyone. So.
I don't.
Well, I think you
Sometimes.
do sometimes when you're drunk.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, like
Have
that.
you ever been
Yeah.
punched by Meg?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
That brings us on
I
to the
haven't.
next section. Have you been punched by Meg?
Have you been punched by Meg? Here we go.
So, tell us about your experience of being punched by Meg.
She was like, nah! Punched me right in the
I don't
arm.
remember this.
What for?
I don't remember
Yeah,
why. It was a long
I
time.
think she does favour the arm punch.
Mm,
I think if I ever have been punched,
Yeah.
it would be an arm punch.
Yeah, she was one of those kids in school that were like, punch in the arm, and then you
No,
like,
I
let's
wasn't
say
a puncher.
mercy. What?
I was the dig my nail in.
Oh,
That was just the boys you liked, wasn't it?
No, that was if somebody pissed me off.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just go up to them and dig your nails.
Yeah.
Well, no, there used to be this bully, this guy that was just really horrible.
Yeah.
So if he started on me, I'd just dig
Good,
my nails.
Good on
Oh,
you.
we're getting deep here. This is good.
How do you feel this
Has
has
anybody
affected
else ever been bullied?
you? Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Yep.
stick my nails into them, that wasn't it?
Oh.
So like, they'd just be like, what are you doing?
I do feel like the nail thing was a common form of attack in primary school.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, this
What
was
do you
secondary
mean
school.
by-
Oh.
Do you mean like,
Really?
What?
Yes.
Secondary school.
Oh,
is
learn
not-
to punch. Come on, secondary school. You can't still be doing the nail thing.
Why
I
not?
never learned how to punch. Actually, I did on a night out once. Somebody taught me.
It taught you how to punch.
Was that the night
Was it
out
down
where
in
you
an
stole
alleyway?
a Rolex?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
was it in an alleyway and you were like punching some
no. I was
homeless people?
on a
Someone
night out
teaching
in
you.
Bristol and Rose was there. And
Oh,
somebody
Rose.
else.
It was a bad influence, Rose.
I don't know who we were with, but somebody's friend taught me how to punch. And they're like, no, you got to put your thumb on the outside. And
No,
then we
you
just
put-
stood there really drunk, and she had her hand out, and she was like, punch me. And I did.
Mm. Was she glimly?
Clearly. What does that mean?
It's just never mind.
That brings us to the word of the week. Glimly.
The dwarf.
Well done, Joy.
You made her sound like the dwarf out of
Oh, Gimli!
Gimli.
Gimli.
Oh, whatever.
Gimli, not Gimli. Gimli.
God.
Gimli.
I learned a new word today. Agora.
Was
that?
it
I can't
agoraphobic?
remember. I don't know what it means.
It's just learning
That's
the
not the-
word and not the
No,
meaning.
it was on Wordle.
Oh, stop with you were doing the word all.
Yeah.
You've been infected.
I have.
Well, I
have.
suppose that always happens. I find it was the same when I worked in an office. Like, you become very homogenized because people watch the same TV so that they can talk about it in the office, and
Yes.
they play the same games on their phone. You have to resist, Meg. You
I
have to be your
resist
own
some
person.
things.
Okay.
But Meg wants to fit in.
I suppose. Yeah, maybe the problem is me and my obstinacy of no, I can't fit in. I have to be special and different.
We're getting
Well,
a breakthrough here.
I don't know, we've all got different interests. Sometimes people talk about The Masked Singer. I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
Different
What's
interest in TV shows
program
is
on
this one.
TV, please.
They had that Rudy Giuliani guy on.
The lawyer.
Yeah. On the American one,
Oh god.
and like two of the judges walked off in disgust when he got unmasked.
Who is he?
He is like the lawyer for Trump.
He's like little
Oh,
and he's got
God.
like,
He's the one who had
Dyed
like his
hair.
hair dyed
His
and
hair dye running down his face.
while he was
Oh.
lying on.
Oh, I
Just
like
the
that
way-
the judges walked
Yeah.
out.
He looks like an evil person. He just
he
got
does.
that.
And he was in that Borat thing,
yeah, I
wasn't
was just
Oh
going to say.
yeah, yeah. He tried to
he? Trying to fuck a
solicit.
16-year-old.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my.
14-year-old.
40, oh,
The-
brilliant.
The woman was actually older than that. She was like.
But she was
20,
presented to him
Yeah.
as a 14-year-old girl,
Yeah.
and he was coming on.
and he
to
got his
her.
penis
Oh.
out.
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't think
Yeah.
he quite did it.
Well, he was
like
undoing his fly.
yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
then his like PR person said, no, he just was itching himself or something.
Oh. And this was in the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
you not watched it.
No.
I haven't watched it.
Oh.
I just read the article about that bit
Yeah.
because it was so funny. I mean, horrific, but funny.
A lot of people didn't like the new one, but I thought it was alright.
Knew what?
The
Oh,
new
yeah.
Borat.
I haven't watched the new one. I think I got bored halfway through the first one.
Oh.
And, yep.
Yeah.
Because I get bored very easily.
Well, you get bored halfway through any film.
Yep.
Yeah.
Less than halfway through.
Yeah.
Bored.
But I thought so did you. I thought
Yeah.
you can't watch films. You
Yeah.
guys are
Is that an
rubbish.
ADHD thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
That
lack
brings us to our next topic, which is ADHD.
Oh.
Which is, what's wrong with your brain? What's wrong with your brain, right?
Lots of stuff. There's not enough dopamine receptors, and so I have to do all sorts of different things to be able to continue being satisfied with life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of effort. So much stuff you have to do to survive. And
Is that why you have 2 monitors?
yes, 2 monitors,
Although one of them's
2
very
computers.
I know, I like it. It's cute.
I can watch like old style 4x3 television on that
Oh, yeah.
as well, so that's quite good.
Oh.
What a luxury.
And I can have Discord or whatever up while I'm
That's a
playing
good
the game.
thing.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
to do having the Discord and the wiki.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
a play more games of Discord?
Yeah, become a nerd. Oh, that brings us on to the
Oh.
actual thing that's on the agenda. Video games!
Oh.
Tell us about this game you've been playing, Meg.
I'm currently playing Little Nightmares 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very enjoyable. I played Little Nightmares 1.
Yeah, what is it though?
Yeah, what is
Oh,
it
I
about?
see.
What kind of game? Is it
Uh,
co-op? Is that why you're playing with Paris?
No, it's single player
Yeah.
platform game.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of horror, but it's also kind of cute.
It's very horror though. I've
Well,
seen hanging
it
people
is,
in the demo and
But it's a bit whimsical. Like I
whimsical
could
hanging.
play it on my own.
Oh.
So it's pretty scary then.
It doesn't scare Paris, but
Yeah,
it
but
does
Paris
scare
is
me.
dead inside. He's
Mm.
been nullified to all horrors from
Yeah.
life.
But yeah, you play as a little girl, and you're just going through these really, really creepy rooms, and every now and again there'll be a big... You're very tiny, and there'll be a big person in the background that lollops about with really long arms, and you have to like hide from the people.
Oh.
It's terrifying.
Mm.
It's really
Do
scary.
you have like health and stuff?
No,
Oh.
no health. Every now and again
Just
you
get
get
caught.
hungry and you have to like... She gets hunger pains and then she goes up to something and like eats a rat. It's very strange. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good game. And then
So you just got to escape.
Yeah, what is the objective?
I'm not really well, yeah. I think it's to escape. And in the first game, I didn't realise where we were, and then eventually you realise you're on a ship.
On a ship?
Yeah. Because everything slightly moves, and you're on this ship with all these monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you on the ship?
I don't know. It never
Oh.
really explains.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end, you're kind of an anti-hero.
I thought you were going to say an anteater.
No.
What a twist!
No. But yeah, that you end up killing the final boss, and then you bite her neck and absorb her power.
Spoilers.
Sorry, I know. I don't know why.
We'll
How
have
is
to
that
do
an anti-hero? Was the monster really good?
Well, as in
Did you kill all the people
Well,
on the
no,
boat?
but the whole time you think all these people are out to get you, and at the end, they end up fleeing from you. You've absorbed this power, and then everyone's scared of you, and you just walk off. So it's sort of like, yeah, are they the baddies that I'm trying to escape from, or are you the baddie and they're trying to kill you because you're evil?
That's deep.
Yeah.
Was the first one like that?
That is the first one.
Oh.
In the second one, so far you're in the woods, and then we've gone into this weird city, and it's just really creepy. And there's a teacher character in it that you have to hide from her, and then at one point she turns around and then her neck stretches and she gets a really long head, and you'll be like running through bookcases and things, and her head just like... It's a really scary game, but I do like it. And there are all these little porcelain children that try and attack you and kill you, but if you throw something on their head, it smashes and they're just porcelain. It's
So
very,
you
very
can throw
good.
things.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole game is just you sneaking through
So it's kind of stealthy.
rooms. Yeah, and like hiding in boxes and things.
And what is the peril? What happens if you don't hide?
They catch you,
Okay.
and it never really shows what they do to you. They just catch you, and it looks like they're going to eat you.
So let your imagination run wild.
Yeah, and the final boss lady in the first one, they do things like she never looks at the camera, and she just stands there singing, and you have to sneak behind her, and she's just a really creepy lady that's like, I can't do it. And yeah, it's just you just have to sneak around these really creepy, over exaggerated people. It's very
sounds
good.
fun.
I
What
enjoy
did you
it.
give it out of 10?
8.
8.
The first one 8 because it was very short.
Second one a lot longer.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played much of it yet.
Oh.
I like short
It's a
games.
bit like Limbo. It's a little bit like Limbo.
Yeah.
isn't it?
I have
Oh,
played
yeah.
it anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then before that we played It Takes Two, which is one of the best games I've ever played.
Is
was
that couples kind of game?
yeah,
What-
it's a co-op game.
Oh,
So good.
What do us single people do in these games?
Get a friend.
Use your feet, you say? With a game controller? Excellent.
It's about a couple that want to get divorced. But yeah.
It's a bit
Oh,
weird.
and then they work it through and realise that
Well,
together.
The whole game is about them trying to work it through.
Mm.
But you were under the impression, or I was under the impression that at the end they just don't work it out, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
That's
but
good.
they do.
Oh, that's
Which
a
was
bit
kind of
cool.
disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's like just the best game. There's because you go through the house and you go through different rooms and you're tiny, and in like the kids' bedroom you like bounce on mattresses and climb book sacks, and it's just so good.
Is this another kind of one perspective platformy game, or is it like
No,
more-
this one's a lot more. You can run about all over the place.
Mm.
And yeah, I highly recommend.
What do you give it out of 10? 1,000?
9.
9 out of
Can't have 10
10,000?
out of 10. Yeah, what?
It's-
9,999 out of 10,000.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Have you guys played any games recently?
I think Aaron's been playing a game for.
Oh, I've been playing City Skylines
Oh, right.
forever.
Cool, cool.
Mm.
They got a new DLC, airports.
Oh.
So I've been
Oh, wow.
haven't actually built any airports yet.
Not ready
We've
for
got the
that.
DLC.
Cool.
So
DLC.
yeah. I haven't really played anything else. Oh, so I'll maybe play Teamfight Tactics.
What's
Have you
that?
seen this? You heard about this?
Yeah.
It's League of Legends.
Yeah.
They sort of made another game. It's like auto chess. Is it called?
Yeah, auto chess,
Auto
yeah.
chess.
Auto chess.
Yeah, it's like
It's a weird
it's hard to explain if you don't
Dota
know.
model or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a weird version of chess, but it's almost like a card game in a way as well. Like, essentially, you're putting things down before you go into
Yeah.
battle, aren't you? And then you can use their different skills or whatever and progress them forwards. And
They have like different champions, and they have they all work together in some way.
Mm.
it's a bit like Inscription in a way, with the battles go out.
Oh, here we go. Something about Inscription now.
Yeah, I fucking love Inscription.
There's not allowed to talk about Inscription
Okay.
until Ben's talked about
Alright.
what he's played.
You haven't given it a 10 out of a
Oh.
number out of number.
Teamfight Tactics, I'd give 4.
Out of
And
what?
City Skylines is 10,000 out of 10,000.
All right,
Wow,
cool.
okay.
Really
It's
good.
high praise.
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
What's it about though?
It's about a city,
Yeah.
and you got to build it. And
What's
that's it.
the best city that you've built? Or have you just built one and worked on it this whole time?
No, I built many cities.
We
Mhm.
built this city.
We built this.
Do they sing that in the game?
No, they don't.
Uh-oh. Have
They
you
might
named
do.
your cities? Do you have
Uh,
names?
my city, the moment is called Cowdoy City.
Cowdoy?
Cowboy.
Pew pew.
Have you built
I'm
any
sure
cities
it's
called
different.
Dildopolis?
No, not yet.
Dildopolis is a pawn shop,
I know.
not a setting.
No, it's a marital aid store.
Oh, yes, of course.
Where's that?
That's in the fictional.
It's in
world.
Green. What the fuck is it called? Greendale.
Yeah, Community.
Oh, in Community. Oh.
Don't tell us in Community.
Oh.
I like
We've broken the
Community.
magic now.
Oh,
What?
well, I didn't know there was magic.
Oh.
I think the weather section was stronger.
Well, if you want to bring it back.
It's fine.
What games have you played
What
then?
games have I played? I don't know. I need to do more hobbies. I need to play more video games. But I just get into this cycle where I try playing a video game and then I decide I hate it and then I think I better try another one. And I don't know, maybe it's just that all the games I have are terrible.
Probably not.
What games have you
Right.
found terrible?
Well,
Ben's top 10 terrible games
terrible
list.
games. Alright, so I tried playing Mass Effect the other night.
Oh, yes,
First
okay.
one or one of the
What,
future?
Andromeda.
The worst one.
Oh.
And like, I hate third person. I kind of like the shooty stuff. The story is really silly. It is kind of fun having sex with aliens. You don't get to see the sex,
Oh.
and like,
But you get to have it.
yeah, I just get to
Achievements.
put a notch on my virtual bedpost.
Oh, no.
I always choose the sex option. Like, same in Fallout. Like, you've got to try Fisto the robot before you deliver him. But yeah, and they spent clearly a lot of effort making the characters' faces look like humans, but then they didn't bother working out how to animate them. So
Oh, yeah.
you just have this really realistic looking face going as it's talking, which is not good. And then what else did I do? I've been playing Stardew Valley a lot, and that is quite
Oh.
nice.
Have you not got bored of that yet, mate? I got bored
Well,
of
it's because anything you do
Yeah.
with someone
Well,
is,
yeah.
is then intrinsically fun because it's something you do. I am bored. I'm bored shitless of it. I've been bored for ages, but it's nice spending time with Amelia. And going fishing together and cute stuff.
Mhm.
But no, I find it very frustrating as a game. It really needs better inventory and management and less boring repetitive tasks.
Mhm.
That's
Unless-
all it is.
Less grinding. Well, yeah, I guess. But there's a island you can go on now. And I think the other thing is, Amelia likes it. She's very invested in all of the villagers or the NPCs, whereas I really don't give a shit about anyone. And I skip every cutscene in every game, and I fast forward through every bit of text ever.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
And so she's always saying, "Oh, this character is like this and has these personality traits," and "Oh, isn't that cute?" And I just go, "No, don't care." But annoyingly, I think you're supposed to become friends with them all by constantly giving them gifts. You can't spam it; it rate limits the amount at which you can gift them.
Oh.
So I couldn't get all the becoming friends with them done overnight. Just do it all at once so it's not as boring. No, you have to remember every week to go and give them another cucumber or whatever.
And do it on their birthday for
And
extra.
do it on their birthday for extra
Yeah.
points. Which I hate. I don't want to... I hate having obligations in real life. Having to remember to go and give someone some strawberry jam, once a week. Because that's their favourite thing. It's terrible. I ranted for a while now.
No,
I
you've
feel
got
like
more games to go.
more
Yeah.
games to go. I played Outer Worlds, which I was really excited about because it's made by that company who did that game. Is it Obsidian?
Oh, yeah. Did Fallout, didn't they?
Yeah, they did
Right.
New
New
Vegas,
Vegas.
which I loved. A fantastic game. And you can tell that they didn't quite have enough money.
Have you played it?
Meg's not played Fallout.
No.
Meg, play all the Fallout games.
Okay,
Don't
would
play
I like
all
them?
the Fallout games. You will get bored with
Actually,
definitely the first
well, yeah,
two.
Not the first two
Okay.
because they're...
And don't bother with the third one
Isometric
either. Just
weird
go with
ones.
New Vegas. And
Yeah, start with New Vegas actually. It's really
Okay.
good.
I don't really have a thing to play computer games.
Paris will probably have
Yeah.
it.
Okay, Fallout.
It's like one of those
Vegas.
games people have.
Okay.
If not, I can lend you a thing for a thing.
Well, I've got a laptop, but it's not very good.
you'll
Yeah, it's
run
an
New
old game.
Vegas, so
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think Paris has an Xbox or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a disc thing that'll do it.
Okay.
Well, that's a really good game. Maybe I should just play that again.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Got mods on it as well with PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you have to do PC gaming for any games to be fun now. And I
That's
didn't really
always
have.
been the way.
I didn't have a PC.
What?
Well, I got a Mac, and I used to have a PC for work and just game on that. But now I've changed jobs and they've given me a Mac, which is very nice. I could use one of those like streaming game things like that
Oh,
Nvidia GeForce Now.
But can you do mods on that?
Get a
Yeah.
Steam Deck.
Okay.
I would imagine so. It's just running it on a server.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It just runs off your Steam, so you can if you're just modding via the Steam Workshop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyway, thingy, Outer Worlds. I really like the theming. It's like very Fallouty. There's evil corporations and everything's terrible and everyone's depressed. But like the inventory management is a bit poop. There's no like fun guns that I found yet, and I'm now just finding upgraded versions of the guns I already have. So I don't think there are ever any fun guns. So it's very hard to feel like satisfying.
It's not really a new concept, is it?
Yeah. And like every area is tiny. They've got a sequel coming out, and I think because this one did well, they'll probably have more money. They can make more of a game. But yeah.
10 out of
What
10?
is good about it then? Has it got a good story or good?
Yeah, like this, well, it's a right story. It's got a mad scientist. It's basically Back to the Future, except it's already in the future.
Already in the future.
Back to the already now,
Yeah.
but now is the future.
That's the streamlined title.
Yeah. And like it has, like, you know, they did with Fallout, it's very open-ended. You can choose what storyline you want to follow, and there's choices you can make that really affect what happens, which is always nice. Except you're always going to choose not to be an asshole.
Why
if
not?
only.
Why are you going to do that?
Well, I don't know. It's like in all Fallout games.
Because you're an arsehole in real life, so you want to break
So I
for
want to
that?
compensate. I think I'm a good person. I do a good thing.
Look at all these AI characters. They love
They
me.
love me.
This one wants to have sex with me, but there's no cutscene for it. So don't bother.
Yeah. And then I used to play like that's Call of Duty Warzone with some friends,
Oh yeah.
and that was mainly a social thing. Like that game is so bad.
What are they called now? What are they called those games? The type?
COD?
COD.
No, like the Warzone.
Oh,
that type.
Battle
like
Royale?
Battle
Battle
Royale.
Royale. That's it.
Yeah,
They're very.
Oh,
and I
right.
used to like playing just like Call of Duty back before it was all Battle Royale, and it was just satisfying to just go around killing teenagers.
Did you talk to the teenagers?
Yeah,
Did you-
I used to shout at them, and I used to take a load of speed and just fucking ace it because my reaction times would be like, "Ah!" And it was so satisfying. That was what I spent most of my time in Glasgow doing.
Did you tell them that you were going to have sex with their dad? When
No, I never.
they-
It's
oh.
that's a thing that's used to be very common online. Is oh fuck your mum or whatever.
Yeah.
I've both never experienced that and
Oh.
never felt inclined to do that. I mean, I have
To
actually
have sex with other players' mums.
shagged someone at college's mum, But it's not. But I felt terrible afterwards.
I know, it's not mine.
They're not Megs.
Oh, okay.
No,
Should we get into that then?
Yep.
topic.
Wait, whose
and
mum
then you
did
rate
you
them.
shag?
I don't remember her name. I just remember,
Oh, wow, it's even
What?
worse.
I remember a very awkward. Oh, shall I give you both a lift into college the next morning? And her crying in the car because I
God.
fucked her mum.
Oh.
Wow.
This
Were you
isn't
supposed to-
recorded, is it?
Were you supposed to be having sex with the daughter and not the mother?
No, no.
How
And
were
to
you
be
over
fair,
the house?
like her mum came on to me,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't know. I was just
You
at
was young.
a fetish night in the town hall.
There was a fetish night in the town.
Glastonbury.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I saw the woman running it had a guy on a leash,
Oh wow.
full on
Wow.
gimpy man leading him around. It was pretty. I'd never seen. I was only 17, 18.
Nubile.
Never seen nothing like it.
So did the mum have you on a leash at the end of the day?
No, but she did like whip me on stage in front of everyone else, I think.
What did that make you feel?
Oh, you know, I like being the star of the show.
Out of 10?
I don't know. So I didn't want to go, and my band manager really did. So he took me, I think quite strategically, to the pub opposite and bought me about 8 pints and put half a gram of coke in me, and then was like, now do you want to go? I was like, yeah, alright then. So yeah, no hazy memories of it, but yeah. I do remember telling her, very important, that I was like, I can go home with you, but I have to be up tomorrow to buy some ketamine. I've got a very important ketamine deal.
I'm a busy man.
I'm a very busy man. I have responsibilities.
Thought you didn't like responsibilities. Sort of turn upside down.
That was before he got whipped by that lady.
Oh yeah.
So what about you, Rowan?
What is my topic now?
Well, either video games or mums you fucked.
Oh.
Your dealer's choice.
So video games are great. Yeah. I don't really play video games at the moment. I just sort of load them up and then go, oh, I can't be bothered.
The mic's probably
Yeah.
not picking up.
What?
The mic's probably not picking up when you.
Oh,
When you're
okay.
talking
Yeah.
in that direction.
So yeah, I just don't have the engagement to play computer games or the.
So what do you
amp
do?
up.
What do you when you sit down and you're going to play a video game and you give up?
Yeah.
What is your alternative brain stimulation?
Depression nap. Look out the window and watch the birds.
Oh, come on.
Throw peanuts at them. Go and find something that's more productive to do.
You text
Yeah.
people a lot.
What?
That's a good thing
You're a
to
big
do.
texter.
it
Yeah, I
does.
do that regardless if I'm
communication.
playing games or not. I think it does
but-
quiet down my feet.
Yeah.
That's good. Communicating with humans.
Yeah, I don't really do that much, do I? I don't hear from you that much.
Meg is trying to hint. Please,
No,
can you
no.
not text her quite
Yeah.
as much?
You text the most out of anyone I know.
Okay.
You
that's
don't
'cause-
text me the
uh,
most out of anyone I know. Where's
well,
You
my-
text me second most.
Oh, I
Probably.
do. Yeah,
It's because you're too busy texting me.
I mean, you are two of my best friends. So, you know,
and we do have a lot to moan about.
we do. With the three of us tend to. You moan to me, I moan to you.
You're supposed to moan to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Complete the circle.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You moan to me. That's what.
Actually, yeah, we do moan to each other
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, I do moan to you.
And I give you terrible life advice. just get the pillow and smother them.
I guess I'll just moan to myself.
Oh, Aaron.
Uh,
Oh, you can
maybe
join the
you should
circle
have
of
been
moaning.
born 8 years later. Well,
Wow.
earlier.
Later?
Maybe.
Earlier.
Yeah,
Did go to the same
I was
college
born
as us.
later than you guys.
Oh, yeah, earlier.
Yeah, you don't have anything to moan about. You're,
Yeah, you're Gen
young and full of
Z
vigour.
or something.
The
Don't listen
whole
But,
world is your oyster.
pretty sure I'm young and full of more problems. Right?
Yeah.
Probably.
He just doesn't realise his problems yet.
Yeah.
It'll come out.
So what game you do you want to talk about Unscripted then?
Huh?
What's
No, I
Unscripted?
can't bother.
What is it?
No.
Can't be bothered to play it or talk about it.
Oh, no,
No,
he's you nearly completed, haven't you?
no, I don't know.
Oh, come on, man!
So it's like a card game, but like when you start the game up, you can't start a new game. You have to continue someone else's old game, and it just it starts off with a little bit of footage of somebody finding this game, and putting it on a floppy disk and putting it in a computer, filming himself playing it, doing like a let's play, and then it goes into the game, and you're in this kind of like low res wood cabin, sat at a wooden table with these pair of eyes in the dark, and they start talking to you and challenging you to this card game.
You can't
Oh,
have
sorry.
two conversations happening
Yeah.
at the same time. What is this, Aaron?
That's why I got the phone recording over there.
Oh.
So we can,
You're having your own podcast. It's the two of
You
you.
can't
Yeah.
start a
It's
conversation.
very
with me.
rude, Aaron.
sorry, what were you saying?
What were you saying? What was so interesting?
I mean, Meg was looking at her phone, and I was saying that she was calling you a big time texter.
I wasn't
when
texting, I was
she's
just looking at my
looking-
phone.
I saw some text.
I was looking at the text, but I wasn't texting.
Is that not texting?
No.
Well, we'll go over that after.
Alright, so you're in a wooden cabin with
Eyes.
mysterious eyes.
Ooh, what?
Somebody told me an interesting thing earlier.
No one wants to hear Aaron talk about it.
Sorry. I thought he'd stopped. I thought we'd kind of. What was the thing about? Hold on, I'm gonna have to find it. Talk amongst
You don't
yourselves.
even remember what it was. You're just saying.
Oh, so
Just
it's
like,
a really
I knew a
old
funny thing.
meme /
Well,
conundrum.
that's not good for
No, well,
for the audio medium, is it? Or have a look
no,
at
no,
this meme
no, it's
that
not.
you can't see, and we'll all talk about that.
It's not a meme. It's a question that was on Reddit or something. That
Uh-huh.
somebody asked me today, and it was, you might have heard of it already. Is your options are actually? Let's wait for Rowan. Rowan, there's a question. So, your options are 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions. You must pick 2 that will defend you while the rest try and kill you. Which do you pick and why?
Too many options. I
Yeah,
preferred
well,
the old Reddit favourite of what would you rather fight? What was it? 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Sorry,
Yeah,
I
I've
think I'd
forgotten
go for the
everything you said
crocodiles.
with that.
Really?
And the bears.
Hawks?
Yeah, crocodiles are pretty they're very territorial. And
I said I'd go for the hunter
vicious.
and the rats
hunter and to what? Defend you?
to defend you against
Why
the rest
rats?
of them. Well, because there's 10,000 of them.
Oh,
so-
10,000 rats.
Yeah, but what, they're
But
rats.
do they want to? Does this
Yeah,
presuppose
in
that
this.
they're not just going to wander off?
No. You've got 2 options: defend you to the death, and the others try to.
And also, what rat's going to do against crocodiles?
Well, the hunter can take out the crocodiles, and then the rats can go for
What's
the.
this hunter armed with? Has he got like a bow and arrow, or
I feel
Yeah,
like
they need to
I
specify.
got told he had a sniper rifle, but this doesn't say that he had
A rifle.
with like
He's not-
unlimited.
if he's got a sniper
ammo.
rifle? He's just going to get.
limited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, but it's a bolt action rifle. There's a lot of reloading. That many animals, if they charge, one of them is
Is
going
he
to
a
get him.
hunter
Is
with
it
Particularly if he's got
Light
10,000
machine
rats.
gun?
I said could it be a machine gun,
Oh.
and I was told no.
No.
Anyway, that
What are the other
Something.
animals?
50 hawks. See, that might be good. 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 7 buffalo, 5 gorillas, or 4 lions.
Just the bears.
No, I think the bears
I would just have
I'd
the
go
bears and nothing else.
I know, I'd go with bears and rats.
They would just slowly kill everything.
I don't
easily.
think bears
I feel
would.
like-
I think they're slow and.
No, bears can run 40 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by the time you one bear's run for one crocodile, the other friggin' 20 animals will come to kill you.
But there's 4 bears.
How are the bears going to defend against the hawks?
Three bears. You've only got 3 bears.
Well, what are the hawks going to do to the bears? Like, they're just
But
get
yeah,
batted
maybe
out
not
the sky.
Hawks. 15 wolves.
The Hawks are
might
fucking
be
useless.
good.
The Wolves, I
Well,
agree,
Hawks
would
would
be
be
a
good against the
challenge. However, I bet if you put them in the, what is it, the Roman arena-y thing,
That's what we'll have to do.
Colosseum.
Colosseum, the Bears absolutely would slaughter 15 wolves, no problem.
Do you think?
Yeah, they used to do this in the Middle Ages. They would go, oh, a bear's going to fight a lion or a pack of lions. And, like, a bear can just crush a lion's skull in its mouth.
They're
Wow.
ridiculously
Like,
strong.
they can just knock it out with one punch.
Oh, okay.
What kind of bear though?
Brown. These are brown bears.
Brown bear.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty huge, brown bears.
Yeah. They terrify me.
There's none around here.
Um,
You're safe here. Apart from down Old Market in the Bear Club.
What about the bear pit?
Yeah, the bear pit.
It's
is a big one
ironic,
there.
Aaron. I can't believe.
What?
It's ironic.
Oh, they got rid of the bear, didn't they?
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it was a nice bear.
Did they get rid of it?
Yeah, and they got rid of all the
Yeah.
nice politically left artwork and slogans and stuff about workers' rights and immigrant rights. Because it's got to be cleaned up. It's all messy. Oh, can't have all that mess. Oh, no.
No inspiration for you, just grey. Nice bit of
Can't have
grey.
people thinking about racial equality on their way to work.
No. What would you give racial equality out of?
Out of 10. Do you mean the current state of it or the idea?
The idea.
Yeah,
The idea. Yeah, I give the idea 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's good.
Is that because you don't want to be racist? Is
Yeah.
that?
I don't want to be racist. No.
Who wants to be racist?
Racist.
I think even racists
Well,
don't want.
No, I think they
True.
do.
Yeah.
I think you've got to actively want to on some level.
Maybe you do. Yeah.
But at the same time, to not be racist, like humans naturally are racist. Like people,
Yes,
people who
yeah.
look different to you elicit a fear
That's your
response.
excuse.
Tribalism.
And it's been a struggle at the moment because Ivy has been telling me that she doesn't like people with black skin, and she doesn't want to play with the children at school who look different, which is natural for children at that age. But
Is it?
it is. But I've had to try and explain to her, you know, your granddad is black.
But yes.
You love your granddad. Oh yeah, he's all right, but the others, there. I was like, no, Ivy, you can't treat people differently. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
But Ivy's not white.
I know that, but she doesn't look that black.
No,
And she likes people who look like her,
Okay.
which yeah.
So she's racist.
Yeah.
You
But
brought
I
up
mean,
a
every
racist.
human is naturally racist. The only way to not be racist is to make a conscious effort to not be.
I thought you just downloaded a patch.
That'd be great.
Yep. That's what the vaccine's for.
It's the Bill Gates
Yeah.
anti-racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why no one wants to take it, because they're like, oh, don't take my racism away, and I'll have nothing else left of my culture. I'm British.
So that's why we've only had one.
It's because I'm 2/3 anti-vax and 1/3 pro-vaccination.
You're 2/3 anti.
Yeah,
You said you had one vaccination.
Oh, have you?
yeah.
Right.
I don't go outside and I forget to
Okay,
get the vaccine.
ADHD basically.
Yeah. I remember
Appointment.
when I'm at work.
Yeah,
Also, I
that's
have to go
fair.
to like Bower Ashton. That's really far.
Barrow Ashton.
Why
Yeah.
don't you go to Bower
Because that's the
Ashton?
closest place that you can just go to and drop in.
Oh,
No,
okay.
there must be something.
There was one in Uri. Is that close?
What,
or-
French, eh?
I could have
Yeah.
got you one at
Oh,
work. I could have just pretended that you live with me. They would send to me before Christmas, come get your family households vaccinated.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that?
She assumed
Oh.
you
You
were a
don't-
Oh,
responsible
so
adult.
I
Oh,
had to have proof actually that you lived with me.
just a doctor's note from yourself.
I didn't have.
What
a
kind of
doctorate.
proof would they want there?
They wanted like, I don't know, a bill or something to show that.
What?
they-
Well, you just do what you do where you go and make a fake pill and print it off.
Yeah, you
That's
just
what-
change a PDF.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what
No, I've
Stephen
done that
Paddy did.
before.
Get better at fraud.
Yeah. This is a light bit of fraud.
I don't.
You guys watch Tinder Swindler?
No.
Oh, well then.
What is it? I saw it on there, but I thought it looked a bit crap.
It's,
It had Tinder.
Well, it is crap.
it's
Interesting.
about a guy that a con artist on Tinder who scams women out of like a total of £10 million
10 million.
10 million?
so far.
Combined.
He's
Oh.
been arrested like twice.
And he shows you how to do this.
No.
Oh.
I think actually one of the women that he did it to, she gave all of her phone message records and voice messages to the newspaper, and they put a big article with all
Yeah.
of it on.
I saw a big article.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
what
do
that was.
remember vaguely about it when it, the actual Tinder
But
scene
he's
was
still
at large. Yeah.
he's at large.
Well, that's
Wait,
because
so how
Israel doesn't.
How did he get the money off them? How does that work?
He dates people. So he finds people on Tinder, takes
People
them on
pay
a
you to
date.
date.
Well, he whisks them away and meets them at very fancy hotels and says he's this very rich businessman. And
Is he from
then
Nigeria.
No, it's from Israel.
no, he's from Israel, but
Oh,
he
okay.
pretends that he's an heir of a diamond company,
Mm-hmm.
and then he flies them places, and they go on dates in other countries and
So he
things.
gives them a good time.
He gives them, yeah. See, the first lady, they dated for about a month, and they saw each other a few times, and it would always be like meet up in the Four Seasons or wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd pay for all this crazy stuff. And then he starts saying that he has enemies and that he can't use his credit card, and can he borrow a bit of money? And he'll do it where he gets her to take out a credit card and uses it, and then he like pays her back initially, but more than what she's given him.
Yeah.
And then it carries on, and then they end up taking out loads of loans.
Yeah, but he actually doesn't ever pay them
No,
any of
no,
the money
no.
back.
No.
He just
No, I get it. He says, I
It's
need
like
to put it in
the-
your name. You take out the credit card and I'll pay it off.
Well, he spent all the money, and then I think at least one of them he then paid her back twice as much.
No, he didn't.
No. Initially, there was like a small sum. Like,
No, he gave her an invoice saying
oh,
he
he just
paid
gave
her
her an
that.
invoice.
Really?
Oh.
Nice.
Saying like, look, see, here's the invoice of it. It should be in your account now. And then eventually, I think they
Oh.
came. He did have some cash that he gave one of them, didn't he?
Mm.
Or no, maybe
I'm
she
not
gave
sure,
him
no.
cash.
But
Mm.
yeah, he just swindled all these women,
Mm.
and then got very
So
nasty.
you just left them with debt, basically.
Like
Yeah.
ridiculous amount of debt.
But what he was doing was he was whining and dining one woman with the money from
From the
the
previous,
previous
yeah.
woman. So it was
See,
constantly
yeah.
rolling
But then
on.
you don't really
That's a
get
good
to
system.
enjoy much profits if you're having to spend it all on the next woman.
Well, no, I didn't
Yeah.
really understand.
Because he's also spending it on himself by extension.
I
and
suppose.
Going on
Yeah.
glamorous
Well, he's
dates
having a
and
nice time.
Going on private jets. And
But it's all.
Why doesn't he do double dates? Then you could get more
I
money.
think he's had ones where he's gone on dates and had somebody who's a non-romantic
Yeah, one of
person
was
come
pregnant.
along.
Oh.
The best bit of it is though that like on the first lady after a month at 3 a.m. he just texts her going, "Peter Hurt," and she's
Peter
like,
Hurt.
"What?" He's like, "What?" That's his like security guard, and then he's just basically live streaming himself in the ambulance with this guy who's got bottled and being all like, "My enemies, they're after me. You have to look after yourself. You know, I'll protect you." Get the money. And then eventually it gets far down to get your parents to put their house on remortgage it or sell your car. I'll pay you back. I'm a diamond
But
heiress.
one thing about the first woman though was that for so on their first date they meet at this hotel, and then he's like, "Do you want to fly to?" I can't remember where they went, Amsterdam or something.
Yeah.
So they fly to Amsterdam on a first date, but she gives him all her passport details. Or maybe it's the second date. Like she sends him photos of her passport. He knows where she lives. He
Mm.
knows where her parents live. He knows all her financial details.
Mhm.
He knows everything about
Mm.
them.
Mm.
Like, why would you on a first or second date give someone all your passport
It wasn't the
details?
first date. It was when he was offering to buy her a plane ticket.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
smart.
And also, it's partly to do with people's sort of allusions to what romance is, to
Mm.
being whisked off your feet and stuff like that. And people,
True.
the people that are he usually cons the people that have been on dating sites for a long time, and they're looking for something that doesn't necessarily exist.
Yeah.
And then when they find something that looks like it, you
A
know.
rich diamond man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not even just someone that's actually taking them out places. You imagine how many people don't really put that much effort into relationships. I sure don't.
They were just interested in the lifestyle.
I don't think they were just. It's not as though they were not poor
Well, he was
people,
obviously
were
very
they?
charming as well.
Yeah, and also I'm sure the lifestyle was part of the attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said about him live streaming.
Well, he was recording himself like a video call or whatever,
So
or
do you
video
get
message.
to see that in the documentary?
Yeah.
So they know what he looks like.
Yeah.
The whole point of the documentary is to stop him being able to do this anymore.
Oh, I see.
Because the more places the documentary shows, the more people will recognise him, because he's just on Tinder.
He
Yeah.
keeps changing his name.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
He's got lots of different identities and
Why
stuff like that.
Well, now he'll just change his appearance.
Well,
He
he
was
went
trying to
he
do that,
goes
yeah.
to a plastic surgeon and asks for them to completely change his face,
Yeah.
and the plastic surgeon says no, only criminals want this.
And he tried to get one of the women he was dating to pay for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Brought her to the plastic surgeon place. I was like, you need to. My enemies are after me.
It seems insane how much they
It's
know about him,
insane.
but he's still at large. Like,
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think they can charge him.
The
for
problem
anything,
is
can
that
they?
he got arrested and convicted, and then he got deported back to his home country of Israel, and then COVID happened and they released him after 4 months instead of how many years it was.
But he was only sentenced to 11 months.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Because
Yeah,
it was
well,
something.
for frauds, like there's not that.
But I think what he got
Stringent
arrested for
charges.
was taking out a credit card in another name and pretending to be somebody else. It
Oh.
wasn't. They've never been able to pin the sort of.
But that is fraud.
because he's
They,
just
they are
Yeah,
tracking
yeah,
him,
but
though.
but the fact that he's getting these women to take loads of money out, they can't.
Mm.
They couldn't pin that on him for some reason.
Mm.
I guess it's sort of their choice. Like,
Yeah.
how would you?
It's under like
he's
a
only-
high
he's just kind of lying,
stress.
isn't he? That's
Yeah.
He does make a very stressful environment, and like, so
Mm.
first he makes you fall in love with him, and then he puts danger in the mix, and you have to danger. There's no time to think. You have to give me money. Like,
Yeah.
I'll pay it back. You know, you've seen my lifestyle. I'm rich. I can
Yeah.
pay it back. I just can't use my money because they'll trace me. So I need a credit card in your
Yeah.
name and
That's
your
a
parents.
really important bit of scamming is to make them think that you're rich. Because no one minds giving a rich or lending a rich person money.
So you're telling me you're not actually rich?
No,
All that money.
it's
you
all a
can't
long.
get out.
It's a long gone.
Can I have that $5 back now? You con man. Told me you loved me and I gave you £5.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It's vaguely interesting. I want to watch the new Louis Theroux on.
Is there new?
Oh, it's new.
Yeah.
Oscars?
On people with very extreme views in America.
Isn't that every single
Yeah.
one
I
of
mean,
it?
yes, yeah, but I think the first.
Or is he going to go after all the QAnons?
No, the first one is him.
I suppose that's too middle of the road for him. It's too obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's about sort of very right wing people on the internet spouting all their crap.
Oh yeah, I bet that's fun. I started watching Atlanta.
Oh, I've been told that's very good.
It is very good. I watched it after Community because I thought, let's see what
This will be just the same. Just as light-hearted.
let's see what Mr. Glover's up to.
Yeah.
And I watched like 10 minutes and got bored.
That's because you're racist.
Yeah. But then I thought I'll watch it again, and it's actually really good, and it's very interesting.
Apparently there's a very creepy episode with a guy in a wheelchair or something.
I don't know. That sounds like Breaking Bad.
Still haven't finished Breaking Bad.
It's very long.
I know.
It really drags towards the end.
It just gets a bit ridiculous as well.
Yeah.
It's like, just do the meth already. Jeez.
Better Call Saul is good though.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Does he do the meth?
I don't know. Have you ever done that?
What?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I watched a documentary that was quite good, or a comedy one, called How To with John Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like carries around a camera, you never see him, and he just talks to people and just like does a random. I showed you actually, you know, the way they show how they wrap like furniture,
Oh yeah.
and there's that family that's just showing off all their furniture that's just covered in plastic.
It's kind of
So-
like
Oh, why do people do that?
what is it? It's like Pride and Prejudice style furniture, whatever, you know, gold,
Oh, yeah.
wooden, carved with.
What, antique?
Yeah, well, that sort of style. I don't know whether they actually are antiques because they're in America. And,
There are
They
no.
don't have
Yeah.
history.
yeah,
No.
there's no. The history is just genocide, isn't it? As is most histories, as most white history.
So he decides to wrap his own furniture to like preserve it because his cat is clawing at it.
Oh.
So he's like wheeling this chair around, and then he takes it to this guy who wraps it, and he's like, "Hey, do you wrap any of your furniture?" And he's like, "No." Does it all, and then at some point he's going through the city, and he sees this guy like with one of those van lorry things with a billboard on it, and it's talking about your foreskin and like like what's the name?
Regenerating.
Yeah,
cat.
regenerating your foreskin.
Yeah.
And he's got like a little sort of glass cabinet thing on it as well, with a baby that's having its foreskin cut off, like a.
Is it just
doll.
like an anti-Semitic
Oh, God.
thing?
No, well, I mean,
No.
genital mutilation.
I mean, they
removing
all do that in
people's-
America, so
I suppose.
Yeah.
it's just like
It's accepted genital
It is.
mutilation.
And
Yeah.
so he just goes
Shouldn't
to
be.
this guy's house and figures out like what he's up to, and he's like singing him a song about
Foreskin.
foreskin, and then he shows him like how he does it, and he's like got these things attached to his foreskin, and then a weight that pulls it down,
Oh, okay.
and he's got like these pants that are really long, so it's just like weighting it down.
So he constantly has his dick weighted down.
Exactly.
Oh.
And then there's like, it just cuts to this bit where he's in his bed, and he has another rope that's attached to like here, to the bed rest, because our viewers can't see.
The other end on his dick.
Oh my God.
And he's just there like lying down, just with his pants off, his socks on, and the other guy's just talking to him with the camera pointing to him, just like and it's just talking about.
Amazing.
What happens to the chair?
At the end, I think he has some kind of conclusion about how
Chairs.
he's gonna have one chair that he wraps. Oh no, one chair he leaves in one of those storage facilities.
I want one wrapped and see which is better after.
Oh no,
2
that's
years.
just like he's gonna let the other one
Mm.
get scratched by the cat and
Oh,
see,
I want an experiment. I'll let down. Do you know the Rings of Saturn? The papal astronomer, when he first saw them, thought that it was Jesus's foreskin.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
that makes
God.
sense.
Men are so penis obsessed.
Yes.
What's that in the sky? It must be his dick.
What are you drawing there? It's a penis. It's a crude penis.
Have you never drawn penises?
Not really, no.
You have,
But, I mean, I
so-
probably have, but
Because
Not-
of penises, it ruined. I was quite excited about that Lego game coming out.
Oh,
Like the
But the
MMO.
sex scene's not the same because of the Lego penises, is
I would watch a Lego sex scene.
it?
I would
I
love
know,
that.
I know you would.
I love Lego. But no, but they wanted it to be child friendly, and so, but everyone everywhere kept making penises out of Lego
Oh.
because it's like an open world.
Mm.
And then they tried everything. They tried having a moderation team, but they just couldn't keep up with the amount of penises. They tried making an algorithm to detect penises. But then they just gave up and cancelled the game
Oh,
rather than have. I think just live with some
The-
penises.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think
They've
there
got
was
an
like
image.
they made up a word for like the amount of time it takes for like gamers to draw penises in a game that I can't remember what it
There's
what
like
it
isn't it? There's one game where your footprints in the snow stay, and people were just drawing penises in that. And it was just Spore was particularly bad because you just had 3D penis monsters jiggling about the place and stuff like that. I mean, if vaginas were less complicated,
Yeah.
they would be.
They're not very three-dimensional either, are they? Like,
They're not as good to draw, I guess.
But they're good for looking at,
Yeah.
looking through.
I remember seeing on Etsy once there was some woman who would make you a necklace that was a replica of your vagina.
Yeah, I think George
Of
has
your
got
own
one of
vagina?
those.
Well, I think generally
Or
you'd
her
want
vagina.
yours. Like that was the point. It's
Oh.
personalised
I don't think
to
you
help
want-
women be proud of their vaginas.
Oh.
Somebody made one of those for George. He's got a vagina necklace. And then Ellie commissioned her breasts into a mug, so he's got a breast mug.
Wow.
Yeah. It's perverts, they're all perverts. They won't-
does he fill it with milk?
No, of course not, he's
Oh.
vegan.
Oh yeah, he's vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Can't eat anything from an animal.
Why can you have human milk, surely?
Can't
That's
eat,
fine.
and they're still animals. Where are you going to find human milk?
All kinds of places.
Yeah. I'm not going to those places again.
Or was this at the fetish thing you went to?
For all I know, it could have been. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been to Glastonbury in ages, but I feel like if I do go, it won't live up to my expectations.
Why would it live up to your expectations?
I know it's all tame now.
What was
Children
your
don't do
It
drugs
was always
anymore.
tame compared to the rest of the world.
Really?
Yeah,
I did more drugs there than I've ever
yeah,
done.
but they were
ever.
expensive. Though, weren't
I don't think Glastonbury was tame. I think it was-
they? I mean,
Pretty weird place.
Had a
Yeah.
fetish night.
yeah, but it's just
Mm.
it's village wild, but it's not
Mm.
city wild.
No.
You know,
hippies.
Yeah.
I suppose.
getting homeless people to buy your alcohol as a
Yeah.
teenager, and getting them caught, and then having to run away from them because they're angry they got banned from that shop.
Them stealing all your change. Well,
Yeah.
not stealing, but keeping it.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the deal?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, the deal would be
It's
look after their
implied.
dog or something.
What? That's a rubbish deal.
Yeah, what do they get?
Right,
yeah,
fine, they get
jeez,
the
give me
You,
some
they
money.
wouldn't need their dog looking after if
Yeah.
you hadn't sent them to
Yeah.
the shop.
Right, fine.
We took the alcohol from you. We're carrying it and drinking it for you.
Yeah. You need to be more generous to the homeless,
I do,
Meg.
don't I?
Musical interludes.
How long is this podcast going to
Yeah.
be? I like
Yeah, cool
have to
time.
head home.
Oh, that's it. It's very special. Thank you,
Now.
guests.
Now.
Meg.
That's longer. No one's going to listen to it now.
Yeah.
Edit it down to about. Are you going to bother editing it, or are you just going to
Please
No,
make
edit
it?
no, I'm going
Please
to edit
edit
it.
Yeah, so like half an hour is fine.
Yeah.
Hours fine.
An
Right.
hour should give us half an hour of content.
I can split up into several podcasts.
Oh, how are you going to split?
No spoilers. Don't let the audience.
100-minute
Oh.
Do you know what an hour is? Oh, he's going to edit this bit out. I thought you were holding Meg's foot then.
Just massaging it.
Just casually giving her a foot rub.
Not even realising. Give myself.
Oh, I gotta cycle back now.
Yes,
Oh,
you do.
gosh.
Are you going to live here forever now?
I'm gonna stay here. Yeah.
It'll be quiet.
You can budge in with George's mum who's staying.
That is his fortune.
Another notch for the bed.
Shh.
Oh, this is fun.
I had a another topic I wanted to talk about though.
Oh,
Yeah.
too
For the
late.
next one,
Oh.
yeah.
You can talk about it.
You should have put it on the agenda.
Well, it was. It just wasn't.
Mate, don't hit
mentioned.
the microphone.
Sorry. Wait, we've ended. Well,
Oh,
We haven't.
This is the
No,
microphone.
what are we going to talk about next time?
Yeah, we'll put it on for next.
The weather.
the weather
I wanted
again.
to talk about the weather for next time.
Okay.
No, I can't spoil it.
I'm gonna go away and do some
It's
research.
not even really a topic. It's just a thought.
What do you mean? We talked about the weather.
No, this is a different thing. But I won't reveal
Okay,
it
don't
until
spoil
next
it until next
Do
time.
reveal it, because oh, fine. Okay, surprise. We'll have Aaron's surprise segment next time.
time. Yeah, I've got to think of
I
something.
think we need to bolster out the thing bit.
Thing bit.
The like the number of different bits, because we talked about video
Yes.
games for too long. We need
Oh,
more,
that's normal
more
for a podcast.
and shorter bits.
No.
I know, but I have ADHD. I want a podcast that I would want to listen to.
Yeah.
Also,
I think there should be
we need stings, little bits of like intro sound / music.
Well, Rowan did them all throughout the
Okay.
thing. I'm going to
Yeah.
cut all those out.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying, May?
I think you should have topics that you have slightly thought about before.
Yes,
And-
absolutely.
Yes.
What?
I'm gonna
Just to give
prepare
it
that
some
for next time.
direction for the.
I liked
moments
it
of
when you
silence.
brought up that thing about the animals.
Well, yeah, we can do that. As, you know.
It could actually be a section. Reddit.
Yeah.
memes.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, come up with section ideas for next time.
Okay.
That's everyone's homework.
I mean,
Yeah.
the audio might be terrible, so
This might not. This might not be the first one. It might be a practice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna start to put my things on.
Yeah.
My coat. Can I move the microphone?